Hey everybody, this is Kelly Hans here with another video. So, last episode, Armand had a plan to basically shift the interview to their way. So, we start off, we're going to start with me seeing this. This is basically, in my opinion, a redemption or something out of, let me put it like this, it's not really Interview with the Vampire. The story is completely different. The story is that's way different from what it was. I was watching the movie Interview with the Vampire, the old ones, Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, and I came to the realization this is more drawn out, but this is more this is more feeling type, For example, it's weird. Okay, let's stop rambling. So, we start off with Louis and Claudia in Paris. They're basically pickpocketing. Pickpocketing? Is that what you call it? Pickpocketing? I don't know why they're pickpocketing, but they are. Remember in the original Interview with the Vampire, both Claudia and Louis were rich. So, basically time goes on. Louis has been getting his rocks off at a public park where he meets Armand. This version of Armand I do not like. Basically in the sort of yeah, I don't like this Armand. Let me do like this. There we go. The Armand I know, first of all, I said again, like in the last video, would not cower. Yeah, would not cower. Would not basically think of himself less than. Now, granted, I was comparing back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Because while I was watching the second episode of Interview with the Vampire, I was also watching the movie episode of Interview with the Vampire. And there's a big ass difference. Number one is my favorite part of the entire movie. And it is the my favorite part of the entire movie is the theater scene. I love that scene, especially in the 1996 version. I loved that scene. They literally messed it up so much. Santiago, who is Armand's right-hand man, is more like Armand than the actor playing Armand. And that's a problem to me. Because, again, Armand is very charming, very boastful, very alluring. The actor that's playing Armand has none of that. Like, at all. I guess it's because Antonio Banderas spoiled me. That I expect more. Like, even... Okay, let's stop with the poll. Okay, let's stop with the whole race thing. Let's take that out. The guy's personality is not it. When Louis saw Armand walking down the park, he portrays him as youthful, which he wasn't. Charming, he was not. Annoying, yes. It's gonna take me a while because because I'm quite sure the guy in real life is charming, but the way they have him portrayed him in here now is not charming. Basically, during the interview, they show him pictures, pictures of men who they basically fucked and killed. They also explained everything. And during the interview, I noticed that Louis is sort of like in a trance. And Armand is a conductor. A manipulator is very... Armand, you can tell, is very manipulative right off the bat. And he's abusive. He's not physically abusive. He's more emotionally and verbally abusive. We later found out, to me, and surprisingly, Daniel's surprise, Lestat is the co-founder of the Les Theater of Vampires. Now, this just jars everything, especially in Anne Rice's books, because myself, I had no idea. Like, really? So, let me understand this whole thing, because even I was trying to wrap my head around it. So, you mean to tell me that the guy you met, Armand, has met your ex-fiance, well, husband, let's cross out fiance, your ex-husband, even though Lestat is sneaky himself, your ex-husband is a co-founder of this theater. And came to find out, him and Armand, which is true in the books, has been messing around for centuries, basically. And Armand has basically been around the block twice. And it's just like... And I'm just really sitting here looking at Louis Decor, whatever. Like, are you serious? I'm thinking he enjoys this. My guessing. My thinking, allegedly, Lou enjoys this, because there's no way I would spend 77 years of my life being emotionally torn apart by a man who I thought loved me. Because I thought Lestat was bad. To be honest, I'd rather deal with Lestat than Armand. Because Lestat would literally tell it to your face. Armand, not so much. So, we find all that out. We go back to the past. Claudia and Louis is freaking out because, again, if they find out that because the Santiago didn't really say that, but if they find out that they killed Lestat, then it is a crime and they will be punished, which is death. So it's okay. Again, they messed this up. Let's get to the theater. The theater is a bunch of vampires who basically is diverse, put it like that, which is no problem. However, I don't think Armand would care what language they speak in a way, because they're in the theater in Paris, number one, so naturally they're going to speak French, not English. I'm not understanding why that is a problem, but apparently it was, and he basically told the vampire to speak English because I guess the vampires are from America, which doesn't make any sense because they live in Paris, so you expect the American vampires to at least know some type of French. All that being said, Louis is having an existential crisis because as the memories of the stat returned to him, one of the memories was when he went to Paris. I'm guessing he went to like a passport person, and the man was aware of who he was. Okay, he was aware of who he was, and the man said, "I am not aware that he is dead. That's not the issue, but he does have something to give to you." So he handed Lou a box, and inside the box was a letter. And in the letter was basically saying that basically don't avenge me over my death. Basically, we're on two different sides of the world. I enjoy myself, you enjoy. Basically, you go your way, you go my way. And as Louis is reading this letter, despite his acting being bad, you can literally see the emotion on his face. No matter how much you twist it, or how much of a bitch he is, which he kind of really is, this man loves a stat to pieces. Even when he's with Armand, or during the interview, he's attracted to him. He loves him. I think it's one of those things where Lestat can burn the entire world, and Louis would still run to him in his arms. Can I get what I'm saying? So, Armand changes the subject. He basically taunts Daniel over his first marriage with April. which doesn't make any sense because, okay, look, it might affect Daniel for the first couple of minutes, episodes, what have you. But then after a while, okay, look, Daniel has a disease. Death is about to knock on his door. Sooner or later, he's not going to give a damn about Armand, Louis on the interview because he's literally practically on, again, deathbed. So, Armand talks about April, his first marriage, and how how much it affected him, and how when he asked to be proposed to her, what did she say? She said no, because she didn't trust him. Now this kind of hurts Daniel in a way. Basically, my understanding of it all is we need you to stop doing. Basically, what Armand is telling Daniel that you need to stop being smarter. Well, smart ass, to be honest. Because Daniel just about figured everything out. Just about to. But then, like Armand said, you're supposed to ask questions and listen, which is true. As a journalist, you're supposed to ask the hard, pressing questions. Because this isn't the most obnoxious journalist I've seen. Daniel isn't the most obnoxious. I've seen worse than Daniel. Believe me. I think in a way, that's one of the ways where I say Armand is manipulative. Because of how he could shift the conversation. And Louis, like a dumb puppy dog, is falling behind him, wagging his tail. So, I said all that to say, if Lestat walked through that door right now, would Louis run to his arms? Or would he just leave him high and dry? Because I'm thinking the latter. I think Louis would go to Lestat. And I think Louis would marry him again. But basically, to cut it short, because I'm rambling at this point, because this was all over the place. The theater part was trash. The vampires, they're more like Twilight vampires than anything. Because despite with the fangs and everything, it was like watching an episode of Twilight without the sparkles. That was it. Santiago is more of Armand than Armand. The fourth one is Daniel is starting to get pushed down a little bit. But I don't think that's going to happen long, because sooner or later, Daniel is going to get sick and tired of it, and Daniel's ready to kick some ass. So, there's that. But basically, the ending of it all was because the ending of episode 2 is already out. And basically, the ending was when Armand took, which is very sloppy, all of his minions to, what was it called? To a party, which was sloppy, at a public house, which is sloppy, and proceed to create a massacre of everyone, which is sloppy. You don't randomly just, this is how I know it's written horrible. You just don't randomly take a group of people off the security and to go in and starts massacring everybody. That's not how any of that works. But apparently it works there. So we're going to say, okay. Armand and Louis talk. You can tell Louis is interested in Armand and Armand the same. But even then, one word can make Louis crash to the ground. And that word is the stat. The next episode that we're going to watch, we'll listen to, because I was just all over the place. The next episode is Armand and Lestat. We get their history together. Now I'm kind of curious as to how they actually met, because Lestat is very prideful and gaudy. Armand is very manipulative and cunning. So I'm kind of curious as to how their relationship worked. I'm excited for episode 3. I'm very, very excited. Either way, this is pretty much all I have. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you like the video, please like, dislike, don't care. This episode was okay. It was confusing. It was okay. It was just okay. I'll talk to you guys later. Be safe. Be careful. Bye-bye.